This podcast is part of the Pull Up a Chair podcast network. Let's build community through connection, conversation, and collaboration. This podcast is sponsored by Lever Consulting, editing with a purpose. Check them out at leverconsulting.com for a free consultation.
I never wanna get used to the sound you whispering in my ear.
Hey friends, you're listening to the Cat and V Show. Pour yourself a juicy cup of tea, grab a seat, and get ready for us to dish. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cat and V Show. This week I'm going to tell you about my meat-loving husband's transition into being a vegetarian.
Love that.
So my husband Michael has always been an adventurous eater. Just some examples of stuff that he's tried is a maggot grilled cheese, an ostrich cheeseburger.
Ew.
God, what else is he's done? He's done a bunch of just weird random stuff. He also likes grasshoppers, all the feets, pig's feet, chicken feet. He doesn't discriminate. He had the goal of trying every animal out there.
It just made my life, I was gonna go and buy different meat, exotic meats from everywhere I visit, and this just destroyed my plans. Anyway, keep going.
He was always easy to shop for, because if you just got him something exotic and weird, he'd be a happy camper. But that's no longer the case. I won't go into detail about the story of what made him decide to go vegetarian, because he's a little bit embarrassed about it. But lo and behold, the man who butchers fish for a living decided he wanted to be vegetarian, and he knew how to do it safely because his father is vegetarian. His father was vegetarian his whole life growing up, but his mother isn't. So in his mind, it affected nobody when he decided to go vegetarian. And there's a safe way of going vegetarian, and then there's people that eat nothing but mangoes and have to go back to eating animal products because they ruin their body.
Mangoes?
There was a trend in I think 2016 where everybody was being vegetarian and vegan, and they weren't doing it in a way that makes sure that they got all the vitamins and nutrients that they needed to be a healthy person.
That's fair.
And so they got sick, and then they had to stop being vegetarian or vegan or whatever they were doing. So there's a safe way of doing it, and then there's the dumb way of doing it and just eating nothing but mangoes. That's the example I can remember. But he's doing it safely. He's watching his diet, making sure that he's having all of the correct stuff to make sure he gets all the nutrients that he needs. And it's freaking difficult for me because we used to share all of our meals.
Right.
Now we can't.
Does he eat eggs?
He'll have cage-free eggs. He'll have ethically sourced honey. He'll have ethically sourced dairy products. So it's expensive.
Well, it's a good thing he works at a higher end grocery store.
Yeah, and he gets the good discounts because he is an employee there. We also order from Imperfect Foods.
Oh, nice.
It's difficult because things that you wouldn't expect to have animal flesh will have animal flesh, like gelatin.
Yeah. I've always known that.
Almost every ramen out there will have some sort of lard or beef fat. And then fast food restaurants is another thing, because he doesn't mind cross-contamination because that happens.
Right.
It's not the end of the world if his veggie burger got a little bit of beef fat on it because it was on a grill.
Right. It's not like he's allergic or anything.
But did you know that McDonald's fries are soaked in beef fat before they're fried in veggie oil? Because I didn't know until I Googled it.
I thought that was a seasoning. Wait, is it still a thing?
It's still a thing because they used to grill it in beef fat. They no longer grill it in beef fat, but they do dip it into grease fat, and they only do that in the U.S. None of the other McDonald's in other countries do that. It's just in the U.S.
What the hell?
I don't get it.
What?
I don't understand.
So we can't have McDonald's fries anymore? Is that what you're telling me?
Can't have McDonald's French fries or anything else from McDonald's, really, because they took away their parfait. They got rid of their salads.
Yeah, they got rid of their salads. What the hell? I always had the Southwest chicken salad at McDonald's, and now I've noticed that they don't have them anywhere anymore. So sad.
Yeah, they cut back their menu. They got rid of basically all their vegetarian options.
Well, I guess they figured that people who are eating at McDonald's aren't really looking to be vegetarians.
Like, I always thought that there was plenty of options for people who are vegetarian or vegan out in the world, but I didn't realize how slim pickings it actually is until I started thinking, oh, I'm going to go pick up dinner for my husband and I. And then realizing, oh, he can't eat this shit.
Oh, man.
And, like, I've cut back on my meat consumption just because I don't eat very much, and I like to eat what he's eating because I like sharing plates with him. It's something we've always done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to go vegetarian because of my health issues. I wouldn't be able to do it fully, but I am able to cut back. And he, like, doesn't expect anybody to change just because he's changing, which is nice because every now and then you see people like what was her name, the vegan teacher from TikTok, and it just turns people off from the idea of getting away from animal products and animal byproducts.
You know what's like so interesting to me is that, like, you know, like everyone knows that like stereotypical vegan person that's like super snobby about like being vegan and like eating a certain way, but I also find that like on the other side of the spectrum, the people that judge the vegan people are equally as snobby about it. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes. Like, why can't you just mind your own business, eat what you want to eat, and not judge other people for what they is or is not eating?
I know. It's like, then there's like those people who like judge vegans. They're there with their Cheetos and they're like, I'm so much better than you because I eat processed foods. Like, it's just, oh my God. Like, can you not? Like, people have their reasons for like eating a certain way.
Yeah, like, it's none of your business. But speaking of processed foods, we tried Impossible Meat for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I had a Karen moment. I went up to the cashier. I was like, excuse me, sir, but you must have accidentally put in actual beef. And I legitimately believed that they mixed up their Impossible Meat with their actual beef. You could have freaking fooled me. I was shocked. But Impossible Meat is so processed that it's worse for you. So much worse for you than actual like fatty ground beef, which is sad because it tastes so much like real ground beef that if it was healthy for you, I would just completely convert, but I can't.
It's so funny. So like, I'm also like, I'm dating one of those snobby, unhealthy people.
Oh,
so like,
fun.
I'm dating one of those snobby, unhealthy people. So it's just like, I haven't seen Impossible. I saw that you can buy Impossible Meat now. I saw that like,
yeah, you can buy it.
You can buy it now. Before it was like exclusively in restaurants, but like now you can buy it. I haven't like found it yet, but there is. Either way, since you've told me about Impossible Meat, I've just been like, I gotta try this. Like, and before that though, and I didn't even realize this until
like it'll fuck with your brain.
No, well, I did try it. I realized I did try it because there's this like really good place called Mendocino Farms in San Francisco that's like kind of like fancy Californian cuisine, you know? It's like avocado salads, that kind of stuff. Anyway, they had something called the Impossible Taco Salad.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and at the time, I didn't even know what that meant, like, at all, because I just moved to San Francisco, and I was just like, oh, okay, well, like, like, taco salad sounds good, so I just ordered it. I didn't find out until way after, like, because I didn't even know that Impossible Meat was a thing, that it was fake, and I was just like, wait, I had an Impossible Taco Salad. Does that mean, like, that was fake ground beef that I was eating? So it was. Yes. And I was just like shocked. I was like, what the hell? This tastes just like meat. I don't know.
It tastes, it looks, it smells.
Yeah, because like I'm gonna have to try to find a place out here that has it, because now I'm like very, very, very interested, because I know that Rhett and Link made an episode about impossible meat, I think, and they were or like vegan or like vegan substitutes for meats, and they're more the Good Mythical More episode. They compared the Impossible burger with like a normal burger, and it like bleeds. Like if you press down on it, like there's like red juices that come out that look like meat blood. And it's just like, what? These freaking scientists, you know? Like I wonder what's in it that makes it look, feel, and taste like meat.
Hemoglobin.
What?
You know, I looked it up. So they use hemoglobin. They manufacture hemoglobin, which is the thing that makes your blood red. And it also creates that like meaty, savory taste. And they put that.
How do you manufacture hemoglobin?
You know, they're also curating, and another company's curating chicken that's grown in a petri dish.
What?
That's not like, it's never been a live chicken. Yes. So it's super interesting, like all the like advancements they're making in quote unquote vegan and vegetarian sciences. And it sounds like something out of Frankenstein. So they're making fake blood basically to put into impossible meat, and they're growing a chicken nugget in a petri dish. And it's just fascinating.
That is really fascinating. That's so interesting, because like I'm very interested to hear what these like imagine, because like I feel like some of the overlap between like hippies that don't want people to eat meat would also be way against people doing super bad GMOs like that, you know? Like, yeah. So I'm interested to see what society's going to say, or like that little corner of society is going to say about this like genetically modified food. Interesting.
It's just grown. It's lab grown. And my husband's so excited. He's all like, I can eat an animal that's never been a live animal again. Because he really enjoys the taste of meat.
Oh, yeah.
And so the only place that sells a good Impossible meat, because Burger King has the Impossible Whopper, and it tastes exactly like a Whopper, but it still tastes like a freaking Whopper. Like, it's great that...
Interesting.
Yeah, it's great that it tastes exactly like a Whopper, but it still tastes like a Whopper. It doesn't taste like a good cheeseburger. And so we have like a 15-minute, almost 30-minute drive, depending on traffic, to get to the good place that has the good Impossible Whopper. Or not the Impossible, but a good Impossible burger.
What is it?
It's called Way Back Burger.
Oh, interesting.
And they're a specialty burger place where you can get a veggie burger, a regular burger, or an Impossible burger, but on a variety of different types of cheeseburgers and hamburgers and whatever.
Interesting. Ooh, I wonder if Hot Dottie here has that. Sorry, like Jordan says that there's a fancy burger place out here that has like different options. I wonder if that. Oh, now I'm like, so you're making me so excited to try Impossible Burger. We need to be sponsored by them. Like,
yes, like give us a sponsorship. My husband will definitely like go to bat, because if you want to meet a vegetarian who loves the taste of meat, meet my husband.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. He's trying to see if he can get in, not early access, but he like wants to be one of the first people to try this lab grown stuff once it hits the market. And there's also a place that's like recreating the texture of fish for like sushi and stuff. Because, you know, like most imitation fish is just other fish being used to imitate other fish.
Yeah.
So finding a fish alternative is also very difficult. And my husband loves him some sushi. So it's been a process finding foods that he still loves and enjoys.
I'm so confused. I thought, why doesn't he just go pescatarian like his dad?
Because he doesn't want to be the reason that a fish was killed for his own stomach. He feels like that's very selfish. And my husband is just such a gentle soul.
God, your husband really perplexes me sometimes. I love him to death.
He perplexes me too.
Oh my God. I'm so sad that you can't tell the audience what the story was. Oh my God, that was...
I mean, I want to respect his privacy.
Yes, I appreciate that as well. But it just makes him like, it makes him out to be even more of a special soft soul than he already is, you know?
He might look like a big, like, snooty black man, but he's just the gentlest teddy bear.
He really is.
He's a lot more gentle than I am.
the tiny white passing Mexican girl. Like, oh,
yeah.
God.
But, you know, it's interesting. If anybody has any good suggestions on what I can feed him, I appreciate it.
I'm sure that it's been such a, like, transition from, like, somebody who had, like, zero dietary restrictions to, like, being a full-blown vegetarian. And then not only that, you have, like, special dietary restrictions because of your disabilities or your, not disability, but because of, like, your genetic makeup, right? So, like, on top of that, I'm also very, like, because there's some stuff I may send back to you, and I'm just like, okay, it's gotta make sure there's no xanthan gum in it, otherwise you may get puffy. Like,
I turn into a puffer fish.
yeah, you can't have a lot of processed foods because they have, like, certain ingredients in them, right? Like,
yeah, it's been interesting, but at that, we're gonna say goodbye to you guys this week. We're gonna have something fun and interesting to talk about next week. If there's anything you guys want to listen to, let us know. We can be found on Instagram at the Cat and V Show. If you haven't already, check out our other podcast, How's That Working For You? And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
bye.
Interested in sponsoring our podcast? Want to be heard by our audience? All sponsorships through our non-for-profit are tax deductible. More information can be found in the description of this podcast.
Sarah and Scooter Podcast is a conversation between,
You guessed it,
Sarah,
and Scooter. We are not experts on any of these topics.
just hoping to spark something like an idea, conversation, or even a revelation.
Subjects will vary depending on our friends, family, and community.
Sometimes it will be what we want to talk about.
New episodes drop every week on all of your favorite podcast formats.
So pull up a chair and
And let's talk about stuff.